Morning guys, and welcome back to my channel. It is a gloomy, wintry Saturday morning here, which is rare for us in Florida, but I'm gonna take full advantage of it and just snuggle up and read a book. If you saw my last video, it was reading books that I'd heard like so many people talk about, but they all turned out to be tomato, tomato, tomato. So this week I want to do a exact opposite and actually read some books from my favorite authors, because if you didn't see, I went thrifting recently and ended up picking a ton of books up, so I'll link that haul if you want to go watch after this. But they are also here on my TBR shelf. There were a couple of books that I found thrifting that were by some of my favorite authors that I'd never even heard about. So I actually have 4 to pick from, because we have a Ali Hazelwood, Fredrik Backman, and then 2 Kristin Hannah books. I'd heard about this Ali Hazelwood one and then this Kristin Hannah one, but I hadn't heard about these 2 Fredrik Backman and then Kristin Hannah ones. So this is the little 4 that I think I'm gonna pick from reading this week, because yeah, I just need like a good book, you know, and you've had too many books back to back, and so you just go to your Old Faithful. And I know I'm not gonna say that any of these may be for sure 5 stars just because I've never heard about them, but I do know that there is a very high chance, because I have loved and have rated these authors' books 5 stars before. So a 5-star book on this gloomy Sunday, no, it's Saturday, would be so nice. I'm thinking out of its stack, because I have heard about the top and the bottom one. I kind of want to maybe read these middle 2 more, just up first. I think I want to pick between Fredrik Backman, My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry, or Kristin Hannah on Mystic Lake, because I've never heard anything about either of these, and I feel like that's so fun. These could be 5 stars, and I've never heard anybody say that. I don't know which one I want to go with. I personally do love going into books not knowing, so I don't even want to like read the back. I think I may have read it when I picked it up, but I can't remember what it says, and so I don't really want to read it. But the first line, it just says, rain fell like tiny silver teardrops from the tired sky. Somewhere behind a blanket of clouds lay the sun, too weak to cast a shadow on the ground below. Well, it's not raining, but it is cloudy out there, so that just kind of matched the vibes. Every 7-year-old deserves a superhero. That's just how it is. Anyone who doesn't agree needs their head examined. I think I am feeling this one. I think it was just so atmospheric with how we're feeling right now. So yay! Okay, I'm gonna go snuggle up on the couch and start this book. I'm only on page 99, and this book has already ripped my heart out and stomped on it multiple times. And we're not even 100 pages in. I am shocked at how connected and how much I care about the characters. Literally ready. Now I can give you a summary of the plot, because I feel like I've got a good grasp of it now. We're far enough in. Starts out with this girl called Annie, and she's actually a woman. She's like 39. Her daughter Natalie is going to London on like a study abroad little moment. She only has one daughter, and then her husband Blake, they're rich, live in this beautiful house, have like a perfect life on the outside, and then they both go drop off Natalie at the airport, come home. They don't even get inside before Blake is like, hey, I want a divorce. Crazy. So she basically loses the 2 people in her like life, and she shares in this how much she like kind of lost herself like in her marriage and in motherhood, and she doesn't even know like her interests, what she likes anymore, what her hobbies are. It was basically like she did everything for her family, and that was it. So now she's like, what the frick do I do? Naturally. So she like spirals for a bit, and then has a realization, why don't I go back to Mystic Lake which was the town that she grew up in. It's where her 2 generations before her lived. It's this small town in, I think it's Washington. I'm picturing like Twilight, like Mystic Falls is what I'm picturing with this book, which I mean, yeah, that's what the cover is giving too. So it's very atmospheric. Which Christina Hanna's books, like, I don't know how she writes, because I couldn't even point out like, oh yeah, this line specifically, or like, but just, you are immediately, she picks you up, pops you right into the story, and you just really feel like you're in it. You feel like you're with the characters there. I don't know how she does it. And she's back in her hometown, which I am loving, because as I said, it's very atmospheric. And I also am loving because her old husband Blake sucked. Even just some of the things he was saying, I was like, you were like in his POV for a split second, and I was like, this is so toxic, get me out of this. And so since she's been at Mystic Lakes, you haven't heard about him at all. I'm like, thank the Lord, I don't want to hear about him. And then she goes back home, she's like seeing everyone from this town, and then she ends up seeing this guy called Nick, who this girl called Kayla, some name, some other name. We're like a trio of besties back in high school. He kind of loved both the girls, but then I kind of had to pick which one he was actually then gonna, like, you know, marry and stuff. So then he ended up marrying the other one out of that little 3. And thankfully it didn't feel very like love triangle-y in like a weird way. Like they really didn't like touch on that for that long. You find out pretty quickly that that girl passed away like 6 months ago or something like that. So at first you don't know why. I've now found out why. And it's just so sad. And it's so interesting because I obviously don't relate to the main girl Annie's life at all. Like, I'm not divorced, I've never had a man, don't have a kid, all of that. But you just, and like, sometimes it can be hard for me to care about books where that is where the woman is, like what her life is at. Something I've never experienced, so it can be hard to like connect to storylines that you've never experienced yourself. But just not with Chris and Hannah. Just like Lyra, I don't know what she does. I don't know how she does it. But she does it every time, and I'm connecting, I'm caring. I feel like I'm right there. I feel like I understand. And I'm like, yeah, that makes so much sense. You're feeling like that. I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue. So I love it. I love it because it then does give you the experience, like learning more about what a person's like POV is like in these types of situations that I wouldn't otherwise know unless I was like reading about it or hearing about it. So all that to say, I'm having a grand old time and I don't want to put it down. Guys, I'm only 30 more pages in, but we've started getting POV of the daughter of the woman who passed away, and oh my gosh, she's like 6 or 10 years old, like something, I can't remember exactly, but she's little. And like, oh my gosh, they're so heartbreaking. Like, I'm now at page 136, chapter 10, and I need to have a break. I need to have a break because I actually just want to sit here and sob. I just like how sad it is that she like lost her mom. Oh my gosh. And she's like, I was about to say not handling it well. Like, obviously no one would handle that well, but like the poor thing is just like, her dad's like struggling so much, so then he's not there to comfort her, so she just has to like deal with this all by herself. And then she's like, she's like kind of acting out, but not even, she just like doesn't talk. And then she thinks she's like disappearing. Oh, I have mascara on, I'm rubbing my she thinks she's like, her fingers are slowly disappearing, so she is freaking out that she is like disappearing, but she's obviously like not, but she doesn't like realize that. And oh my gosh, it's actually so sad. It's actually so sad. So I need to take a break. So I'm gonna go do some errands. Yeah, it's definitely not a book that I can binge all in one go because, oh my gosh, my heart. Hello, we are still here reading. I haven't been reading all day. I had to go like do some errands, go to the gym, chill, but it is currently 9:20 and to be covering, I am on track to finish this tonight. I'm on page 323 and this book is still making me emotional. I've nearly cried a couple times and yeah, having a great time. it is like, there is like such sweet moments in it, so it's not like it's all sad, but there is like just some like heavier topics throughout it. And there was then kind of like a crazy plot twist, all of like that just happened a little bit ago. So now she's heading back to California, and she kind of has like a decision of like, oh, is she gonna move back there? Is she gonna live in like the Mystic Lake place again, or like she loved it there, but there's like reasons that she would have to move back to California. So she's heading back right now. Also, her like daughter is coming back from her like study abroad, so she was like gonna go back to see her. Anyway, Blake came back around. It was obnoxious as the first time, so I was like, my gosh, tomato the second he came on the page. It is reminding me so much of one of her other books, which I can't remember what it's called, but yes, it does. Okay, Magic Hour was another one of Kristen Hanna books that is like one that I'd like never heard people talk about. That one came out in 2007. And when did the one I'm reading come out? 2004. That's crazy. They do both give me similar energy. Just the house that I'm picturing, I think I'm picturing the same house in both of them. Which is funny. So that makes sense that this is like one of her older books. But yeah, I am still really liking it. I don't know if it's gonna be a 5-star. I don't know if I'm getting 5-star feelings necessarily, but it definitely is like a 4.5, I think. I think it's more like only not 5-star, because I mean it's like a very like typical story, I feel. I don't know, like it's nothing like crazy in that way, but it's just like she just has such a way with making you feel so atmospheric and like connected with the characters. So yeah, I think I've got less than 20 pages left, and I feel like I'm not gonna be happy with the ending, so I want to film myself finishing it. And we're done. I didn't love the last third as much as I liked the first 2/3 because of the plot in the book. Like kind of the end, like the last third couldn't have been made quicker in a way, but I do kind of wish it had been a bit quicker. Or maybe it was just a case of me reading it all in one day. By the end I was like a bit bored just because I've read it all today. But like that's not necessarily. I just started to lose interest a smidge, yeah, in that last third. So I think I'll ponder it, but right now I'm feeling like it's a 4. So, but hey, oh my gosh, finished the book in a day, period. Good morning, guys. It's Tuesday now, and I wanted to give you an update on what I've been reading, because I started Fredrik Backman's My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry on, was it Sunday? Whatever day after I finished On Mystic Lake, I then did pick this up. Maybe that was just Monday. No, I think it was just Monday. And I read up to page 56. And I'm looking at like softy enough this for right now, because there's just something about it I just wasn't loving. You're in the POV of Elsa, who's 7, and her grandmother is 77, and she would just, like, the grandmother would just tell a bunch of stories, had this like made-up land that her and Elsa would go visit, and it was just very like that whimsical, childlike, like fantasy or like made-up stories and such. And that's like very much how the writing is. So like I feel like the best way to say it is like there's just a lot of writing about stuff that's not real, because it's just like made up stories, and I don't think I'm feeling that, to be quite frank. And the grandma was also kind of crazy in the sense of like the one night she was trying to break into a zoo with Elsa and got arrested, or like taken to the police station. And then it's just like, girl, and she did it because she was trying to make Elsa's day because she got bullied at school that day. So she was trying to turn the day around. But like, girl, and the mom was like, Mom, what are you doing? Why are you doing all this? Like, and I'm too sensible that I was like, yeah, girl, why are you doing all this? Like, so it just wasn't hitting. And I feel like in the week especially, like on the weekend I can sledge through a book that I'm not like loving easily, it's fine. But in the week I like to have a book that I'm like actually enjoying, because otherwise it just makes you not want to like read before bed, read when I wake up in the morning. Whereas, yeah, I prefer to have a good book. So I then picked up the other book that was in my pile because I didn't want to read another Kristen Hannah one back to back. I feel like hers are good, you gotta space them out. So I knew Allie Hazel would be a fun read that I would love, and we're already kicking off with it being great. It starts out with Olive, and she is a PhD student at Stanford, and then there's this professor there who's known for being an ass, and they end up fake dating, and that's just such a fun trope. So we're just at the part, I'm only 68 pages in. I just read all 68 pages this morning, so we're still getting into it, but I'm already really enjoying it. So yeah, this has been fun so far. I'm glad I made this choice. I definitely will pick this up probably again soon, like maybe even just this weekend, but I was just like, for the rest of this week and probably this video, I'm just gonna read The Love Hypothesis instead. Hey guys, I was about to go shower and then I was like, I need to update you guys on Love Hypothesis because it's now Thursday. So it's been a couple days of me reading this. What day I started on? I started on Tuesday. Okay, so what, it's been 2 days? All right, okay, well it feels longer, and I'm not gonna say in a good way, but anyways, oh, it's only I am having a hard time with the female main character, Olive, because she's 26 in the book. I think he's like 36, 35. So like 10 years older than her. So I'm trying to put myself like in her shoes if I was in this situation. Because what's annoying me is that anytime they're in these like fake dating situations out in public where like, I see they both know what they're doing. They both know they're gonna have to look as if they're pretending to date each other, so that will include things like having to be a little physical with each other. Heaven forbid, maybe a little kiss. And she is like, anytime something like that happens, she is profusely apologizing to this man. And he's like, girl, it's fine, like it's fine. And she's like, no, I'm so sorry. And they have this bit about like, he was gonna file a Title IX report against her, like sure, because of her like accidentally kissing, or like accidentally kissing him at the beginning, but like, I mean meant to, but it was like she got caught up in the moment. Anyways, it was consensual. But so then they have this bit of like, oh, we're gonna file a report, I'll just add this incident to the report. And I'm not even a woke person. I'm not even like that. But I'm like, that's why we, I don't know. That just felt like a funny little side plot line. Or like just a funny little banter joke. I don't know why like we're putting that in there, but anyway, it's fine. Maybe it's because I don't like, I work in a college setting and I don't think I've made Title IX jokes. And anyway, yeah, maybe we're just thinking too much into it. And then what else? Oh yeah, so it's really just the apologizing I like can't get past, because it then just makes her feel so immature. And I'm like, you're 26. It'd be different if it was like she's 18, 19, 20, 21, like undergrad. But she's in her post-grad. So I'm pretty sure, is that not doctor level? Maybe not. PhD candidate. Yeah, so she's getting her PhD. So like, homegirl is a full-grown woman. They're of that age. It is giving very much like undergrad. Even her friends, how her friends are acting, very undergrad energy. And then, but it's actually like PhD. So that just feels a little off. So, and then like, again, I know this is like, it's not a deep romance. Like it's not supposed to be, whatever. But they haven't really had that many interactions because they really only consistently are seeing each other every Wednesday for a little coffee date. And that's, besides that, they may run into each other like once a week, if even. And then when they do, the conversations like aren't super long. Even the coffee date conversations are not very long either. Sometimes we'll even skip a coffee date, but then on the other hand, it's only been a few weeks at this point, and like I feel like feelings are already starting to develop, and I'm like, how you haven't even had any interactions with each other, really. Like, it feels like, I don't know, it feels very like insta feeling-y, slash I'm also like, if you were actually fake dating in this situation, I feel like you'd be seeing each other like all the time, not just like once a week, making sure you're having an appearance on campus. Maybe that's just me, but I feel like I'd be hanging out like pretty consistently. So this casual romance book about fake dating, it just doesn't seem real enough to me as a moral of the story. We still stay on Allie Hazelwood around here, even if this is maybe giving 3.5 Serenity right now. Crazy. Like, what the frick? I wish I'd just been filming my reaction to this part. Oh my gosh. What a piece of trash. No. Oh my gosh, that was so cute. Girl, you better tell him. Oh my gosh. How was it? 2 chapters ago, I was like 3 stars, this book is boring, and now I'm sitting here grinning ear to ear. Stop it. She forgot her pajamas. Girl. You did not forget your pajamas. Oh my gosh, can she just start telling the truth? Hey guys, don't mind the wet hair, just got out of the shower, but I wanted to wrap up my thoughts on Love Hypothesis, because as you saw, I definitely got into it as I got like closer to the end, so we have to chat. Let me double check what I actually rated it in Goodreads. It's been honestly like a week since I finished it because I got really busy at work. We had like this big conference, and then I actually ended up getting sick after said conference, so I've just been doing absolutely nothing the last few days, and you can still hear a little bit in my voice, but I'm feeling a little bit better. Anyway, so I rated it a 4-star, and it looks like I finished it, yeah, like a week, oh my gosh, over a week ago. LOL. Well, here we are. So yeah, rated it a 4-star. Is it just your typical romance? Yes, it was. And you guys know I wasn't like loving it from the beginning, and that honestly did get better for me once they finally got together, which like wasn't even that much of a slow burn, but it was. It felt like it was more in the last third of the book. That was nice, because then she stopped apologizing, and you guys know that was annoying me so much. And there was also a situation that happened where you as a reader have like a realization about what's happening before Olive does, and you just like, I think I might have got my reaction to that, and then you're just like, you just like know what's gonna happen, and you just can't wait for her to figure out what happened, and then like it's all kick off. And so then when it then did kick off, you're like, yes, it was really satisfying. So that part was nice, and I did like that. So that's why I then did start getting into it once they like finally confessed feelings for each other, and then that whole other situation happened. That was satisfying, like how that wrapped up. So yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. Rated it 4-star. I'm not like, OMG, cannot wait for the movie to come out, but I'm sure I'll watch it when it does come out. So yeah, that is gonna be it for this video. I'm trying this new thing where I just do reading vlogs mainly with probably like 2 videos in, or 2 books I mean in, so that it's like shorter videos for you guys to watch, and then also easier for me to edit, and I can just like keep up with it a lot easier. And most of the time I'm not reading more than 2 to 3 books a week anyway, and like on a good week, so this is just more sustainable, I think, long term. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.